Hello, welcome back to Peyote Coyote. Today we're going to go over our gun builds. I'm not going to show you the entire build. There's a lot of different YouTubers you can go to and watch their builds. I decided not to go through it all. And I've heard that YouTube is also taking down people's videos that are showing the build portions. So we're going to skip that today. We're going to go straight to see what our guns look like completed. Let's start with the cheap gun first, the Arrow Precision. So this is the Arrow gun. It is in OD green. It's got a pin stock because of California, fin because of California. Make it featureless. It came out pretty nice. The AP went together with zero issues. There were couple things that I changed on this when I was done with it because I ended up liking this gun a lot more than I thought I was gonna. I thought I was gonna build it, use it for this, and then maybe sell it afterwards or something. So I think now I'm gonna kind of hang on to it because I kind of like it. I did put flip up iron sights on it. They're pretty inexpensive. The two things I changed when I was done that I couldn't deal with was the stock, and you see this one's got the rubber pad on the back, and I really like this stock. It's an alpha stock. What was on here originally was this was the cheapest, which actually ended up being more expensive than the alpha. I got the alpha on sale for I think like $15, and this stock was actually more, but I don't like that hard back butt plate. Pretty Spartan there, so I did change that out. Gun pass headspace right away. The other thing I changed out was this. I like the enhanced Strike Industries hold open for the bolt. Gives you a little more to grasp onto. So that was, I think they were 12 or 13 bucks, and it replaces that standard stock one. I really like this one. I have these in all my ARs. So that being said, that is a completed AR. The stock probably set me back a little, the button set me forward a little. So I'm probably close to about let's see, I would say this gun probably 575 with Cerakote and everything. It's Cerakote C-Series air dry. So that's our cheap gun. Let's grab our Wilson Combat and go over it. See where we're at with that gun. So here's our Wilson. Our Wilson is entirely assembled except for I don't have a brake yet. We'll take a little quick look at this one. Partial cut rail. I ended up going with the scope on this. It's got a Wilson upper and lower, AR maglock, a billet trigger guard there. This is the Alpha Trinity Force stock. It's movable because I have fixed, but I like these stocks. I like the rubber pads on them. Of course, it's in the Mojave camo. So this gun, Wilson Combat Barrel. So it's Wilson Combat Barrel, Wilson Combat Upper, Lower, Wilson Combat Bolt. Strike Industries charging handle. Then it's got a Strike Industries bolt catch. It's got a nickel Teflon coated trigger group with lighter springs, and the ambi. You can see it there in an ambi safety. So this gun actually had a little more issues with putting together. Like I said, the Arrow went together no problem in like an hour. This gun over and over and over and over and over. I don't think the Wilson stuff is really true mil spec. There's something a little off about it, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if they do it so it only works with Wilson stuff. I don't know if it just happenstance. So one of the problems I had with this gun, well, let's start with the barrel. When I first built this gun, I had a 223 Wild barrel that I bought that I was going to install on this in a 16-inch, and it didn't pass headspace. So if you go look at my videos, there's a short that shows how it doesn't pass headspace. Headspace is important. No matter who tells you it's not, you should check your headspace. I did buy the headspace gauges. They weren't very expensive. Totally worth it, especially if you're going to build more than one gun. So that was the first issue I ran into. So I took that barrel off, sent it back, and I got a different barrel. I got a different manufacturer, stainless steel, smooth bore, 16-inch barrel. And I like that barrel, but at some point I decided, since all my other ARs are 16s, that I wanted to do a 20-inch barrel. So I ended up taking that barrel back off. I originally had a 12-inch foregrip, and so I repainted a new grip, changed it to 15-inch, ended up buying a 20-inch Wilson Combat Super Sniper and 223 Wild. So that's what I got on here now, the 223 Wild, and I've got the M16 bolt, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. It might be a little heavy for the full length. I don't know. It might work fine with the full length. We'll find out. But the other problem I ran into with this gun was I had to install the breakaway kit in here. So I'll show you. I think the coating that Wilson Combat puts on their stuff is a little thicker than Cerakote or other coating. So one of the other problems I ran into was the coating right here on this portion where it clicks into the receiver here was too thick, and it would get stuck on the bottom receiver. So I did have to remove all that coating to get it go on. And then the fit is so tight here that it wouldn't go right where it's where the two pieces split. The fit was so tight on this that the back pin didn't want to go in. You had to push it down a little bit to get the back pin to clearance. So I had to clean all the paint off, or the anodose or hard coat or whatever they call it, Wilson Combat special hard coat off, out of the bolt holes or out of the pinholes of the upper. And then I had to actually sand the coating off my front pin to get it to close nicely. Now I got it to operate nice and smooth now with my maglock system. So the other problem I had with this was magazines. So I'm going to set this down for a second. I'm going to show you something with magazines. So I recently purchased some of these 1030s, and I was going to go to these 1030s. Prior to that, I was using these PMag 10s. So if you look at the back of this PMag 10, you'll notice right here, there's nothing right here on the sides. So I could put this in my gun and the bolt would forward, no problem, in the Wilson Combat. I can put this in every AR I have. It works perfectly. So then I bought some 1030s. If you look at the 1030, you can see right here, this little piece sticking out here doesn't work in the Wilson Combat lower. So what happens is when this is in here and you have your bolt hold open and you have the latch forward to hold the bolt open, you can't push it down to release because it gets stuck on this. So once again, this magazine works in all the other ARs I own. It works in everything but the Wilson Combat. In order to fix this situation, what I had to do was take the 30 round, and you can see right here, I filed it off right here. Right there. And that allows my bolt catch to actually come down all the way. So you can see one side I didn't file much, this side I filed down a little bit longer. So that is the difference I had. So every AR I had worked, including like the Air Precision, the Stag Arms, the Smith & Wesson worked fine with this mag until I got it into the Wilson. Wilson, it would not let the bolt forward, which means you can't get the mag out, because you have to, in order to get the mag out, you have to split your action. So my magazine's in here. If your bolt is in the back position, I can't get my upper action to split, which means I can't release the mag. If your bolt forward gets stuck on the mag, you can't release your bolt forward, and you can't get the mag out because you can't get the action to split. So you have to be able to forward your bolt. After I filed it, we'll show you here. Of course, these are all loaded. It's kind of funny to be able to say that all the time, because you got to be a crazy ass to go around with a loaded gun for this kind of stuff. But now my bolt is open. It allows me to forward it, split, and get my mag out. I'm not going to show you on the other one because it's a super pain to get it out. You actually have to put something in the port and push down on the follower in order to get the bolt to release with that mag. That being said, it could work fine with other mags that aren't P mags. I've got a bunch of stuff in 5.56, and we typically use the P mags. So I kind of wanted to stick with the P mags, and it's not that big of a deal to file it. I just thought it was odd that something is minutely different in the Wilson than all the other brands of ARs I have. So like I said, it was a little bit fussy there to get it together. And I'm not sure. I hear a lot of people say that the uppers are made by a couple different places, which may be the case. I don't really know. I know that this upper has a little mark right here. Can you see it? It looks like a keyhole. The Wilson upper does. And on this side, there's a teeny little casting line right there. You see that? So I bought this upper. It came in an upper box from Wilson Combat. So I also have some less expensive uppers. See the casting line? It'd be hard for me to believe that that wasn't made by the same person. This is just a generic upper. But on top of that, there's also, see the keyhole mark right there? To me, I can't, if you hold them next to each other, this inexpensive one in the Wilson and the one that came in the Wilson box, you can't really tell the difference in the uppers. I can't find any other machining that's different. So I'm not saying that they're made by the same person. I'm saying there's a possibility that that is true. Sometimes I think you'll find that the little casting marks like that are, it's interesting to me that would be on everything. Why would you cast this mark on everything? But at any rate, those are our two guns. Join us on our next video. We're going to go out to the range and see what we got there, and see how one shoots compared to the other. Obviously, we have two different rifles. One's a 16 and one's a 20-inch barrel. One's a Wild and one's a 5.56 NATO. But we're going to take them out to the range to see how they function and just do an overall finish on this and see how we like them. That's it. Thanks for joining me. It's Peyote Coyote. Remember to like and subscribe. Come back and watch my future videos. If you haven't already, watch the other parts of this series and see me go through a little some of this. Leave a comment. I like it when you guys leave comments. Thanks. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.